Our planet is full of breathtaking landscapes, but some formations go beyond beautiful. They're almost unbelievable. From Finland's gravity-defying Kummakivi Balancing Rock to Australia's perfectly sculpted wave rock, frozen like a towering stone wave, these rocks challenge everything we think we know about nature. Hidden in deserts, forests, and cliffs, their origins remain mysterious. These are the 20 most unbelievable rock formations on Earth. Number 20. Kummakivi Balancing Rock, Finland. In the dense forests of Ruokolahti, Finland, sits one of nature's most baffling optical illusions. The Kummakivi Balancing Rock. Its name literally means strange rock, and it lives up to the title. This bizarre formation features a massive 7-meter-long boulder perfectly balanced on a smooth, curved bedrock beneath it. What's astonishing is that the enormous rock looks like it should roll off at the slightest touch, but it has stood in that precarious position for thousands of years, completely unmoving. Geologists believe that Kummakivi was deposited during the last ice age, around 12,000 years ago, when retreating glaciers left behind erratic boulders. Despite weighing several tons, the rock's weight is so evenly distributed that it remains completely stable, even though it appears ready to topple at any moment. Visitors are even allowed to push against it, but the rock won't budge, not even an inch. Local folklore offers a more magical explanation. According to ancient Finnish legend, giants or trolls placed the rock there, and it's been defying logic ever since. Whether a gift from nature or a playful act of mythological creatures, Kummakivi has become a symbol of balance and mystery. It's not just a geological marvel, it's a reminder of how gravity, erosion, and time can work together to create something that seems impossible, yet is absolutely real. Number 19. Wave Rock, Australia. Rising dramatically from the Western Australian outback, Wave Rock is a stunning geological formation that looks like a gigantic ocean wave about to crash. Only it's made entirely of solid granite. Standing about 15 meters high and stretching over 110 meters long, this natural wonder seems almost too perfect to be real. Its curved shape and smooth fluted surface give it the uncanny appearance of a frozen tsunami. Wave Rock is estimated to be over 2.7 billion years old, formed slowly over millennia through erosion and weathering. Rainwater running down the rock's surface has gradually dissolved minerals and carved out the curved base, while layers of granite with varying resistance to erosion helped sculpt its unique shape. The striking black, red, and yellow streaks that run vertically down the wave are caused by the water-dissolving minerals like iron oxide and depositing them over time. Beyond its geological significance, Wave Rock holds cultural importance for the local Noongar Aboriginal people who consider it a sacred site. They have legends surrounding the rock, including stories of the rainbow serpent, a mythical creature said to have created the landscape. Today, Wave Rock attracts thousands of visitors each year who marvel at its surreal beauty. It's not just a rock, it's a natural sculpture that captures the power of time, water, and earth, frozen forever in a dramatic silent swell. Number 18. The Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. Located on the rugged coast of County Antrim in Northern Ireland, the Giant's Causeway is one of the most iconic and mysterious natural formations on Earth. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is made up of around 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, most of them hexagonal, that look like a massive stone staircase leading into the sea. The effect is so precise and geometric that it's hard to believe it wasn't carved by human hands. Geologists explain that the Giant's Causeway was formed around 50 to 60 million years ago during intense volcanic activity. As molten basalt lava cooled rapidly, it contracted and cracked, creating the distinctive hexagonal columns we see today. Some of the columns rise as high as 12 meters, nearly 40 feet, and many are so perfectly shaped that they resemble an ancient stone pavement. But the site's true magic lies in its mythology. According to legend, the causeway was built by the Irish giant Finn McCool to reach Scotland and fight his rival, the Scottish giant Benandonner. When Fionn saw how huge Benandonner was, he disguised himself as a baby. Benandonner, seeing the size of the baby, panicked and fled back to Scotland, tearing up the causeway behind him. Whether viewed through the lens of science or legend, the Giant's Causeway is a place where nature and myth intertwine. A breathtaking reminder of Earth's raw power and the stories we create to explain it. Number 17. Goblin Valley, Utah, USA. Tucked away in the desert landscape of southern Utah lies a bizarre and otherworldly scene known as Goblin Valley. A place that looks more like the surface of Mars than anywhere on Earth. This unique valley is filled with thousands of strange, mushroom-shaped rock formations called goblins, giving the area its whimsical and eerie name. These goblins, some towering over visitors and others no taller than a child, stretch across the landscape like a natural army of stone creatures. The rock formations are made primarily of Entrada sandstone, which formed over 170 million years ago during the Jurassic period. Over millions of years, wind and water eroded the softer sandstone layers, carving out the unusual shapes we see today. The combination of thin necks and wide bulbous tops makes the rocks resemble mushrooms, trolls, or even alien figures, sparking the imagination of anyone who visits. Despite its surreal appearance, Goblin Valley remained relatively unknown until the 1920s, when cowboys stumbled upon it while searching for lost cattle. It was later designated a state park in 1964 to preserve its fragile and unique landscape. What makes Goblin Valley truly special is how it blurs the line between geology and fantasy. Whether you're a nature lover, photographer, or adventurer, walking among the goblins feels like stepping into a prehistoric dreamscape, a place where the earth itself seems to be alive and playfully sculpted. Number 16. Perce Rock, Canada. Rising dramatically from the Gulf of St. Lawrence in Quebec, Canada, Perce Rock is one of the world's most breathtaking coastal rock formations. Measuring about 433 meters long and 88 meters high, this colossal limestone monolith appears to float just off the coast, tethered to the mainland by a thin spit of land. What makes it even more striking is the enormous natural arch near one end, one of the largest sea arches in the world. Perce Rock was formed millions of years ago during the Devonian period, and its current shape has been sculpted by centuries of wind, water, and erosion. At one time, it had two arches, but one collapsed in 1845, leaving the single dramatic opening we see today. Geologists predict the remaining arch may eventually disappear too, making this a natural wonder to witness before time claims it. Beyond its geological significance, Perce Rock is steeped in local legend. According to folklore, it is haunted by the souls of shipwrecked sailors, and its name, derived from the French word percer, meaning pierced, adds to its mystical allure. Early explorers, including Jacques Cartier, were awestruck by its beauty. Today, Perce Rock is a symbol of the Gaspé Peninsula and a major tourist draw. Whether viewed from the shore, a boat, or during low tide when you can walk close to its base, this natural marvel captures the imagination and reveals the raw, sculptural power of nature. Number 15. Meraki Boulders, New Zealand. Scattered along Koakohi Beach on the Otago coast of New Zealand, the Meraki Boulders are a surreal and captivating natural wonder. These enormous, perfectly spherical stones look as if giants dropped a bag of marbles along the shoreline. Ranging in size from about half a meter to over 2 meters in diameter, the boulders are so smooth and symmetrical that they almost seem man-made. The Meraki boulders formed over 60 million years ago through a process called concretion. Deep beneath the ocean floor, minerals like calcite began to accumulate around organic matter, such as shell fragments or bone. Over millions of years, these mineral deposits hardened into stone, forming roughly spherical shapes. Eventually, coastal erosion brought them to the surface, revealing them along the beach where waves continue to shape and expose them. Some of the boulders are cracked open, revealing intricate honeycomb-like patterns of quartz and calcite crystals inside. These internal formations add an even more mystical feel to their appearance. According to Maori legend, the boulders are the remains of food baskets and gourds that washed ashore after a legendary canoe. The Araturu was wrecked in the area. The Moeraki boulders are not only a geological marvel, but also a cultural treasure, blending science and mythology into one breathtaking landscape. Whether viewed at sunrise, sunset, or during low tide, they offer a truly unforgettable sight. a natural sculpture gallery crafted by time and tide. Number 14. The Pinnacles, Australia. Rising eerily from the golden sands of Western Australia's Nambung National Park, the Pinnacles are one of the continent's most surreal natural landscapes. These limestone spires, some standing as tall as 3.5 meters, over 11 feet, form an expansive desert of stone pillars that stretch across thousands of acres, resembling a forest made of rocks, or the remnants of an ancient alien city. The Pinnacles were formed approximately 25,000 to 30,000 years ago during a period of climate change. Shells from an ancient sea broke down into limestone, and over time, natural processes involving wind, rain, and erosion sculpted the rock into the bizarre and jagged shapes we see today. Some theories suggest that plant roots played a role in the initial formation by creating hollow spaces around which the limestone solidified. Their striking beauty has led to many local myths and legends. Aboriginal Dreamtime stories describe the Pinnacles as being created by ancestral beings, or as the fossilized remains of people who broke sacred laws. This spiritual connection adds a rich cultural dimension to their already striking visual impact. Visitors can explore the area by foot or car, wandering through a maze of towering formations that shift dramatically in color depending on the time of day and lighting. Whether bathed in the golden glow of sunrise or silhouetted against a fiery sunset, the Pinnacles offer a haunting and unforgettable experience, one that feels like stepping into another world. Number 13. Devil's Tower, Wyoming, USA. Rising nearly 900 feet above the surrounding plains of northeastern Wyoming, Devil's Tower is one of the most iconic and mysterious rock formations in the United States. This massive monolith of igneous rock stands out like a giant stone pillar in the middle of a relatively flat landscape, drawing both geologists and spiritual seekers alike. Geologists believe Devil's Tower formed over 50 million years ago, when molten magma pushed its way up through sedimentary rock layers, but cooled and solidified before reaching the surface. Over millions of years, the surrounding softer rock eroded away, revealing the striking columned formation we see today. Its vertical cracks create hundreds of hexagonal columns, making it a popular and challenging destination for rock climbers. But the tower isn't just a geological marvel, it holds deep cultural and spiritual significance for many Native American tribes, including the Lakota, Cheyenne, and Kiowa. According to legend, the rock rose into the sky to save a group of children from a giant bear, whose claw marks can still be seen etched into the stone. In 1906, Devil's Tower was declared the first U.S. national monument by President Theodore Roosevelt. It also gained pop culture fame as a key location in the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Today, Devil's Tower continues to captivate visitors with its grandeur, mystery, and the powerful stories carved into its stone walls. Number 12. Naslaa, Saudi Arabia. In the heart of Saudi Arabia's Tema Oasis stands one of the most baffling and photogenic rock formations on Earth, Naslaa. This massive sandstone boulder, estimated to be thousands of years old, is split perfectly down the middle by a razor-thin vertical crack, as if sliced with a laser. What makes it even more surreal is that both halves balance effortlessly on small natural pedestals, appearing so delicately placed that they look like they could topple with a gentle push. Geologists believe the split may have been caused by a natural fault line or erosion over time. But the near-perfect straightness of the divide has led to countless theories and speculations, ranging from unknown natural processes to ancient advanced technologies. The smoothness and precision of the cut continue to puzzle scientists and enthusiasts alike. Adding to its mystery and significance are petroglyphs carved onto the surface of the rock, believed to be from ancient civilizations that once inhabited the region. These carvings depict animals and human figures, suggesting that Naslaa held cultural or spiritual importance long before modern times. Naslaa is not just a geological curiosity, it's a symbol of the unexplained beauty found in nature. Surrounded by endless desert, the split rock stands as a silent enigma, a place where science, history, and imagination collide in one of Earth's most remarkable desert landscapes. Number 11. Bryce Canyon Hoodoos, Utah, USA. The landscape of Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah is unlike anywhere else on Earth, thanks to its incredible formations known as hoodoos, tall, thin spires of rock that rise dramatically from the canyon floor like a forest of stone. These whimsical structures come in a variety of shapes and sizes, some towering as high as 200 feet, and are famous for their vivid red, orange, and pink hues that glow brilliantly at sunrise and sunset. Hoodoos are formed through a natural process of frost wedging and erosion. In Bryce Canyon, water from rain and the snow seeps into cracks in the rock during the day. At night, when temperatures drop below freezing, the water expands as it turns to ice, breaking the rock apart bit by bit. Over time, this cycle, combined with erosion from wind and further precipitation, sculpts the softer limestone and sandstone into towering spires capped by harder rock layers that protect them, at least temporarily, from the elements. To the local Paiute Native American people, these rocks are more than just geological features. According to legend, the hoodoos are ancient beings turned to stone by powerful spirits as punishment for their misdeeds, giving the area an air of myth and mystery. With its surreal beauty and otherworldly shapes, Bryce Canyon's hoodoos attract visitors from around the world. It's a place where science and folklore meet, creating one of the most unforgettable natural spectacles in North America. Number 10. Árbol de Piedra, Bolivia. In the windswept Siloli Desert of southwestern Bolivia, near the famous Uyuni Salt Flats, stands a strange and striking rock formation known as the Árbol de Piedra, or stone tree. This gravity-defying structure looks exactly like a giant leafless tree, its narrow trunk supporting a broad, flat crown of stone that seems impossibly balanced. Rising about 7 meters high, the Árbol de Piedra appears almost sculpted by hand, yet it is entirely the work of nature. Formed from volcanic rock, specifically sandstone and andesite, the Árbol de Piedra has been shaped over millennia by extreme desert winds carrying sand particles. These winds erode the softer material at the base faster than the harder rock above, gradually carving out the trunk-like shape we see today. The result is a surreal, freestanding formation that seems to grow out of the desert floor like a petrified tree in a barren landscape. What makes this rock even more fascinating is its location. Set against the stark beauty of Bolivia's Altiplano, surrounded by snow-capped volcanoes and colored lagoons, the Árbol de Piedra feels like something from another planet. It has become a favorite spot for photographers and travelers seeking the unusual and unexplained. More than just a rock, the Árbol de Piedra is a symbol of nature's quiet artistry, a perfect fusion of time, wind, and geological wonder, standing alone in one of the world's most remote deserts. Number 9. Pfeiffer Beach Rocks, California, USA. Nestled along the rugged coastline of Big Sur, California, Pfeiffer Beach is home to one of the most visually captivating rock formations in the United States, the Keyhole Arch. This iconic sea arch, carved into a massive coastal rock formation, sits just offshore and has become a favorite subject for photographers, especially during the winter solstice, when the setting sun aligns perfectly with the keyhole, casting a brilliant beam of light through the arch and onto the beach. The formation was sculpted over thousands of years by the relentless force of the Pacific Ocean. Waves carrying sand and grit gradually wore away at weaker portions of the rock, eventually creating the stunning natural portal we see today. The contrast between the dark, jagged rock and the glowing light shining through the arch gives the site a mystical quality, especially during golden hour. Adding to the beach's uniqueness is its purple sand, tinted by manganese garnet particles eroded from the surrounding hills. When the sun hits the sand just right, it creates a surreal, otherworldly palette that enhances the beach's dramatic scenery. Pfeiffer Beach is somewhat hidden and requires navigating a narrow, winding road to reach it, but those who make the journey are rewarded with one of California's most magical coastal views. It's a place where light, rock, and ocean come together in perfect harmony, a natural wonder that feels almost too beautiful to be real. Number 8. Reynisdrangar Basalt Sea Stacks, Iceland. Just offshore from the black sand beaches of Viki Myrdal in southern Iceland, The Drangar basalt sea stacks rise dramatically from the Atlantic Ocean like ancient petrified sentinels. These towering, jagged formations reach heights of up to 66 meters and are remnants of a long-gone volcanic coastline, carved by centuries of powerful waves and harsh Icelandic weather. Formed from basalt, the same volcanic rock that shapes much of Iceland, these stacks were once part of large sea cliffs. Over time, erosion wore away the cliffs, leaving behind these haunting pillars of stone. Their unique shapes, combined with the surrounding black sands and moody skies, create a stark and otherworldly landscape that's both beautiful and eerie. But it's not just geology that makes Drangar fascinating. Icelandic folklore adds a mystical twist. According to legend, the stacks were once trolls who tried to drag a ship to shore. However, they were caught by the rising sun and instantly turned to stone, forever frozen in the sea. These tales add an air of enchantment and mystery to the already dramatic scene. Today, Drangar is one of Iceland's most iconic natural attractions. Visitors often stand in awe at the beach, especially during stormy weather, when waves crash violently against the rocks, a powerful reminder of nature's untamed beauty and timeless myths that still echo across the land. Number 7. Fairy Chimneys, Turkey. In the heart of Cappadocia, Turkey lies a surreal and almost dreamlike landscape, dotted with towering stone formations known as fairy chimneys. These tall, cone-shaped spires of volcanic rock rise from the ground like something out of a fantasy novel, giving the region an otherworldly appearance that has fascinated visitors for centuries. The fairy chimneys were formed millions of years ago by volcanic eruptions that blanketed the area in thick ash. Over time, the ash hardened into a soft rock called tuff, which was then topped by a harder layer of basalt. Wind and water erosion gradually wore away the soft tuff, leaving behind the harder basalt caps perched atop the narrow spires, creating the unique mushroom shapes we see today. What makes this natural wonder even more incredible is how ancient civilizations adapted to it. The soft rock was easy to carve, and for thousands of years, people hollowed out homes, churches, and entire underground cities within the chimneys and surrounding hills. Some of these dwellings are still used today, blending nature and human ingenuity in remarkable ways. Local legends say the formations were created by fairies who lived underground, protecting the region from invaders. Whether seen as geological marvels or magical relics, the fairy chimneys of Cappadocia offer an unforgettable glimpse into both the power of nature and the creativity of humankind, a place where the earth itself seems to tell stories from long ago. Number 6. The Organ Pipes, Namibia. Tucked away in the desolate yet captivating landscape of southern Namibia, near the town of Tweefontein, lies a geological wonder known as the Organ Pipes. These striking rock formations consist of a series of tall, angular basalt columns that closely resemble the pipes of a giant organ, lined up in dramatic, rhythmic rows along a dry riverbed. Formed around 120 million years ago, during a period of intense volcanic activity, the organ pipes are the result of magma that cooled slowly beneath the Earth's surface. As the molten rock cooled and contracted, it fractured into polygonal columns, a natural process known as columnar jointing. Over time, erosion from wind and water exposed these formations, revealing their unique vertical structure. Ranging in height from a few feet to nearly 30 feet, these basalt columns stand as silent witnesses to the region's fiery past. Their dark geometric shapes contrast starkly with the surrounding red sandstone and dry desert terrain, making them a popular stop for geologists and travelers alike. Adding to the area's allure is its proximity to other remarkable sites, including ancient petroglyphs at Tweefontein and the eerie rock formations of the Burnt Mountain. Together, they create a landscape that feels both ancient and alien, a place where time, fire, and earth have come together to craft one of Namibia's most unforgettable natural masterpieces. Number 5. Uluru, Australia. Rising majestically from the flat, red earth of Australia's Northern Territory, Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is one of the most iconic and sacred rock formations in the world. Standing 348 meters high and stretching over 9 kilometers around its base, this massive sandstone monolith is not only a natural wonder, but also a deeply spiritual site for the Anangu people, the region's indigenous custodians. Uluru is estimated to be over 500 million years old, formed during the Earth's ancient geological past. Its striking red color is due to iron oxidation, essentially rust, on the surface of the rock. Interestingly, the color changes throughout the day, glowing fiery orange at sunrise and deepening to crimson and purple at sunset, creating a breathtaking spectacle. The rock is riddled with caves, ancient carvings, and waterholes, many of which hold deep cultural and spiritual significance. Anangu legends describe Uluru as a result of ancestral beings' activities during the Dreamtime, the time of creation in Aboriginal mythology. In 1985, the land was officially returned to its indigenous owners, and climbing Uluru was permanently banned in 2019 out of respect for its sacred status. Today, Uluru is a symbol of Australia's natural beauty, cultural heritage, and reconciliation with its First Peoples. A powerful monument not just of stone, but of story, spirit, and time. Number 4. The Old Man of Hoy, Scotland. Standing defiantly off the rugged coast of Scotland's Orkney Islands, the Old Man of Hoy is a striking sea stack that rises nearly 137 meters from the Atlantic Ocean. Located on the island of Hoy, this towering pillar of red sandstone is one of the tallest sea stacks in the British Isles and a dramatic symbol of nature's raw power and artistry. The Old Man of Hoy was formed relatively recently in geological terms, likely within the last few thousand years. Over time, the relentless force of wind and waves eroded the surrounding cliffs, isolating this narrow column of rock from the mainland. The stack consists of layers of soft sandstone sitting atop a base of harder basalt, which has allowed the upper structure to remain standing, despite the elements continuously wearing it down. Its spindly, almost human-like shape gave rise to its name, as from certain angles it appears to resemble a hunched old man gazing out to sea. The stack is not only a natural marvel, but also a legendary challenge for rock climbers. Since the first successful ascent in 1966, it has become one of the most iconic climbing destinations in the UK. Constantly battered by storms and erosion, experts believe the Old Man of Hoy may one day collapse into the sea. For now, it stands as a dramatic reminder of Scotland's wild beauty, a towering sentinel carved by time and tide. Number 3. Balanced Rock, Utah, USA. Perched dramatically in Arches National Park, Utah, Balanced Rock is one of the park's most iconic and surreal natural features. Standing at about 128 feet tall, the formation consists of a colossal boulder, weighing an estimated 3,600 tons, seemingly teetering on a narrow pedestal of softer rock. From a distance, it appears almost impossibly balanced, as though it could topple at any moment, making it a favorite subject for both photographers and curious travelers. Balanced rock was formed through a natural process of erosion. The bottom layer is composed of Dewey Bridge mudstone, a much softer rock that wears away faster than the harder Entrada sandstone that forms the upper, balancing boulder. Over time, wind, rain, and temperature changes have chipped away at the supporting base, creating the precarious structure we see today. Though it appears fragile, the rock has withstood centuries of erosion. Although nearby, a similar formation, known as Chip Off the Old Block, collapsed in the 1970s, reminding us that these formations are temporary sculptures shaped by nature's hand. Despite its apparent instability, Balanced Rock is not actually balancing, but firmly attached to its pedestal, for now. However, geologists know that erosion never stops, and one day, this magnificent landmark will eventually fall. Until then, Balanced Rock stands as a testament to the incredible power of natural forces and the delicate balance of time and geology in the American Southwest. Number 2. Zhangye Danxia Landform, China. The Zhangye Danxia Landform, located in Gansu Province, China, looks more like a surreal painting than a natural geological formation. Often referred to as the Rainbow Mountains, this breathtaking landscape is famous for its vibrant, multicolored layers of rock, that stretch across rolling hills, steep cliffs, and jagged outcrops. The vivid stripes of red, orange, yellow, green, and even blue make the area appear otherworldly, as if nature painted it by hand. The colors of Danxia are the result of millions of years of sedimentary layering and tectonic activity. Around 100 million years ago, layers of red sandstone and mineral-rich silt were deposited by rivers and lakes. Over time, these layers were compressed into rock. Then about 40 to 50 million years ago, the collision of the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates, the same force that formed the Himalayas, caused the land to buckle and uplift. Subsequent weathering and erosion carved the landscape into the dramatic shapes and exposed the colorful layers we see today. The site has been protected as part of the Danxia National Geological Park and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Best viewed at sunrise or sunset, when the colors are most vivid, this natural wonder draws thousands of visitors every year. The Danxia landform is a stunning example of Earth's dynamic forces at work, a masterpiece of geology that looks more like fantasy than reality. Number 1. Tsingy de Bemaraha, Madagascar. The Tsingy de Bemaraha in western Madagascar is one of the most surreal and dramatic rock formations on Earth. A vast forest of razor-sharp limestone pinnacles that rise like stone needles from the ground. The word Tsingy comes from the Malagasy language, meaning where one cannot walk barefoot, and for good reason. These jagged formations create a maze of stone spires, cliffs, deep crevices, and hidden caves that are both visually stunning and incredibly treacherous. This natural wonder was formed over millions of years through a combination of tectonic uplift and erosion. First, limestone beds were laid down by ancient seas. Then tectonic forces lifted the rock, and rainwater slowly dissolved it, carving it into a labyrinth of knife-edge towers and fissures. The resulting landscape is so impassable that parts of the Tsingy remained unexplored until modern times. Beyond its geological significance, Tsingy de Bemaraha is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a hotspot for biodiversity. Because of its isolation and unique terrain, it is home to numerous endemic species of plants, reptiles, and animals, including several species of lemurs that can only be found in this region. Exploring the Tsingy requires suspension bridges, ladders, and even climbing gear, making it one of the most adventurous destinations on the planet. It's not just a rock formation, it's a living, breathing fortress of stone, shaped by time and untouched by most of the world. These formations prove our planet is a sculptor of incredible, almost impossible beauty. Which of these natural wonders shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.